Hello everybody, I am speaking to you today because I'm deeply disturbed by a new policy that has transpired in the Canadian government. They're allowing people who are clinically depressed to terminate their lives, and they're going to assist them to terminate their lives. Now this is deeply disturbing to me as a psychologist, but also somebody who suffered from chronic depression for 10 years of my life. And the reason why I carried on as a psychologist was really to learn how I could get out of this depressed state. So I'm going to teach you how to get out of this depressed state. I have produced a model called the high performance pyramid. It really was a pyramid that was designed for helping people to achieve greatness in their life. It was designed based on my knowledge of working with elite athletes for the past 30 years. And it's a very simple model, but has lots of interesting psychological undertones and layers to it. The model itself, the high performance pyramid, will help you get out of clinical depression. I will guarantee it. Okay, so what you have to do is follow the guidelines. You have to change your rituals. The most important thing you need to do is change your rituals. You are psychologically depressed because you have a very poor daily ritual, and what you need to do is start a totally different ritual. You start a day in a totally different way from what you'll normally start the day. You have to have a number of goals that tap into the energy systems of your body. There are 4 major energy systems in your body. You have your physical energy system, your emotional energy system, your mental energy system, and your spiritual energy system. If you set a goal every day that taps into those energy systems, I'll guarantee you can get out of the cycle of depression. So the first energy system, the first thing you need to do is get yourself physiologically at your best. So you need to exercise every day. You need to go out for walks. You need to go for walks in nature if you can, because you need a connection to beauty. That's another way of getting out of depression. Walks in nature. Exercise will get you out of depression. We all know that from the literature in sport and exercise psychology. You must have exercise. The next thing you do, you need 8 hours sleep a day. You cannot do this unless your brain is functioning well. It will only function well if you get 8 hours sleep a day. You need to try to achieve that. The next thing you need to do is have great food. You need to eat nutritious food, either 3 times a day or 5 small meals a day. Okay? You need to have high energy and in this physical capacity, and you do it with food that's highly nutritious. You need exercise in nature if you can. You need great sleep patterns, 8 hours sleep a day. The next energy system is your emotional energy system. That is really affected by the quality of your self-talk. You will notice the self-talk you have when you are depressed is negative. It's negative goal setting. It will be nihilism, thoughts like, no one cares for me. What's the point of living? These are the thoughts of a depressed person. And this is a person who hasn't set goals in the future, does not see things in an optimistic way. So you have to learn optimism. Why can it not be the next day be one of the greatest days you've ever had? Why can something not happen, great thing happen to you sometimes in the future? Why have you not got a purpose in life? So my life changed when I started focusing on these things, focusing on my purpose. My purpose in life is to reduce human suffering. So everywhere I go, I'm trying to do that on a daily basis. That's why I'm here talking to you. I'm here today talking to you because I'm trying to reduce your suffering. And if you can do this on a daily basis, try to help others, that's gonna help you enormously. Helping others will actually help you. You will get energy from that. You will get some value from that. You will be valued by others. People are not gonna go to your funeral if you've got a fancy car or a big house. They're gonna go to your funeral if you give them something, if they value you. I always say that. So, you do not need to be nihilistic. You need to be focused on the things that you can do to help others. Reduce people's suffering is a great goal for this. Be aware of your self-talk. Be aware that what you say to yourself is going to have an effect on your emotions. You have to keep saying to yourself, some things are going to be great in the future. You're going to have a better day tomorrow. It can change when you actually start to think in a more optimistic light. This is all part of the high performance pyramid that I actually teach from, and this is my model. And this is something that is really powerful. The next thing is you have to improve your mental energy. So reading is good, journals is good. Trying to learn something new each day is good, and try to learn something that also gives you positive emotions, like learn a musical instrument. That will give you positive emotions. Your connection with music is a massive thing. It helps your spiritual energy as well. Learn how to dance. Learn how to play a sport. For instance, sport is a transcending experience. Music is a transcending experience. Dancing is a transcending experience. Going to the movies is a transcending experience. What do we mean by that, transcending? It means that you lose self-consciousness. You're not focusing on you. And depression is really, I wouldn't call it a selfish disorder, I call it like self-absorbed. You're self-absorbed in your own misery, your own pity. You are telling yourself victim stories. Now, when you were a kid, you never told yourself victim stories. That's why you don't get small kids in depression. Be like a child. When you were a kid, anything was possible. You were the embodiment of potential. Go back to that moment when you were a child. And when you were a child, you were curious. You were in a play kind of mental state. Go out and play games. Go out and play again. Play things. Do things that you did as a kid. So, when you get into that mental state, it doesn't matter what circumstances they are. They can be the poorest kids in the world, but they're still having fun on the street, or fun with their families, or fun with their communities. It doesn't matter how much money they've got. Kids don't seem to comprehend whether they're living in poverty or living with rich privileges. There's no difference to a kid. They don't care. They love everything. They love everybody. They're curious. Okay, so get into things that you really enjoy, that transcend your consciousness. Stop you thinking about yourself. And that's why you need to go out and help others. I got over my mental depression by working on the European Golf Tour. I started working with the top golfers in the world. They had no idea I had depression. And I also got rid of my depression because I was more focused on them than myself. And when I started doing that, then I started coming out of my depression, and I started to get value. I started valuing myself, which is really one of the sources of my depression. I didn't value myself. I didn't think I was very good or any good. But now, 10 years later, I'm out of that, and I'm now helping hundreds of people to get over these things, and hundreds of people to become great at what they do, whether it's in business or in sport. I've helped many athletes win major titles, world titles. I've helped many business people become even more successful. So I teach excellence, and this excellence model that I teach from the high performance pyramid, all the learnings, all the knowledge in there will get you out of depression. The next level is the spiritual level, and it's the spiritual level. You can achieve high levels of spiritual awareness by doing various things. I've just said it. You could actually get involved in music. You could get involved in performing arts. You could get involved in helping others. You can get involved in activities that actually help you transcend the unconscious, like meditation, like hypnosis. All these things will help you get into a totally different mental state. If you go out and play a sport, a game, you will actually not be thinking about about yourself so much in that game. And that is why I was able to manage mental depression up to the age of 36, because I played basketball every day and I didn't realize I had problems. And it was only when I stopped and retired from basketball because my body was falling apart that I had to then start dealing with my problems. And my problems manifested itself in very poor relationships, very poor performance in the areas that I was trying to become excellent in, all because of my mindset. When I actually started changing my mindset and changing my daily rituals, everything started to come together. And this is my gift to you. Change your daily rituals and follow the high performance pyramid that you will see on this video. Follow that every day. Do at least one thing that basically improves your physical energy, your emotional energy, your mental energy, and your spiritual energy every day. So you've got 4 things to do every day. Just 4 things. And I'll guarantee you will be feeling better and you'll come out of depression.